Okay, we're back. Old Guy Gamer here. My wife's going to tag along on this drive. It's been so long since I played this game, I don't even remember where I'm at. It says free as a win, so it means I'm not on a job, but I have no idea where I'm at. I think I just made a delivery up to Washington State. Yeah. Remember I backed in? You might have been with me on this delivery.
You haven't played this game since
the last time we played.
Oh.
So a Thursday... Was it just like 4 days ago, or was it like 11 days ago?
I really... No.
Truck's working so far.
It was last week.
The truck's working so far, so that's your chair right there. No sitting in the back, you gotta be right here. Actually, you know what? I'll just see what they got going from this place. And then if there's nothing good, then I'll see what's local to pick up. I don't have my phone, so I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
So,
oh, you know what? There's something we could talk about.
wait, I have an idea.
$42 a mile, 37. Aberdeen to Fresno.
So your nephew's coming to visit us.
Yeah, let's talk about that in a second. Let's wait. Wait until we get going.
Okay.
Let's figure out what job we're gonna do first. This is from just this place. I don't want to drive all that far. $42. Now I'll go to the map. Freight market. We're in Aberdeen, basically. Price per distance. I don't want a big, complicated trailer. Ooh. A boat. Let's do a boat. That's pretty to look at. That'll make a nice picture. So I gotta race over there and grab it before someone else steals it from me. Okay, so what were we gonna talk about?
So, anyways, your nephew...
My nephew's coming over.
Yeah, for tomorrow for dinner, which happens to be a Tuesday.
He's from out of state.
So do we go with...
in town for work.
Do we go with Taco Tuesday?
Well, I was gonna explain the whole situation. Wait, look. There's a guy sitting up on that ledge. Well, I gotta take a screenshot of that. What is that guy doing?
He's trying to avoid working.
Okay, so my nephew, we live in Illinois, he lives in Missouri, he's up here on business, and he's gonna stop by supposedly Tuesday. So you're asking, should we do Taco Tuesday or what was the other option?
Or pork chops.
Pork chops, huh? But there's nothing wrong with pork chops, but there's nothing really exciting about pork chops either.
Yeah, but I'm
tacos are easy. I was actually gonna text his dad and ask him what he might like.
I'm kind of wondering when the last time he's had a home cooked meal.
Well, he's a single guy. He lives in his own. He bought his own house.
Yeah. Do you think he cooks for himself?
He's survived all this time on his own. That's a good question. I don't know. That's why I was gonna text his dad, and his dad is my brother. I was gonna text him and.
I don't think. I'm not.
You're not what?
Yeah, I don't know. They've been, he's
I'm sure he would know what his adult son likes to eat for dinner.
Yes.
Or would like.
Well, that's...
It's not like you're going to make it like... It would be fun to surprise him that way. It was just a thought. I wasn't really planning on doing it.
I can make, Mexican lasagna.
Well, he's a 21-year-old, right? So, I mean, he could probably put away some food.
He's like 22 or 23.
Wasn't he born in 98?
I think he was born prior.
Oh. I just lost the wheel settings. Something's going on. The wheel settings just don't stay more than a couple of minutes. God,
I love a mention of your steering wheel every single time you play this game.
I can't wait until the day that I can play this game and not mention the steering wheel being busted. We played this game before, and remember I lost the steering wheel settings. Mm-hmm. And I haven't played it since, and I didn't reprogram anything. I just went on the software and tested it, and it worked. Mm-hmm. So I don't
You're going to run through the red light?
I don't really know what's going on. This is really confusing. Maybe it is just the hardware, the actual physical wheel.
Maybe it's just the game.
That's messed up. It's not the game, because the game works when I use the keyboard. Oh, I went too far. Can't see the green light. I say just do tacos, or like you said, that taco casserole. What'd you call it? Taco lasagna.
Lasagna.
Either one, I think would be fine. I don't think it matters. Oh, the extra left.
So no pork chops.
Like I said, there's nothing really exciting about pork chops. How would you do pork chops?
Well,
I'm not trying to impress the guy, but
no, I would make them breaded,
it a little special.
Breaded with the gravy stuff that we like, and make potatoes and I don't know, vegetables on the side.
That sounds really complicated. I would say just do the taco thing. Is taco lasagna difficult?
Yeah.
Where's the entrance
it's
to
all
this
complicated.
Place? There's the entrance to this place. Oh, there's a rest area right there. Oh, that's another thing I probably didn't take into account. I'm taking this job and I haven't rested. I need to gas up before I leave town. I should have gassed up before I got here. I wasn't thinking. I did the same thing where oh yeah. 68,000. Whoa, that was...
So how was your day today?
It was awful. Where is this boat I'm picking up? There it is. It was horrible. I don't even want to talk about work. It's just getting worse by the minute. So... that's what happens when you have a bad boss and he's trying to make his mark on the company. Just stinks. So, that's all I missed. I'm like Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
How was your day at work?
It was fine. Boring. Disappointing.
Why disappointing?
I don't know.
This is way off.
I don't even know why I'm doing work.
Because you need money?
It's not even that great of money.
Well, no, it's not that great of money, but it gets us by.
I just feel so unaccomplished.
Well, the world needs ditch diggers too, honey.
Wow.
Yeah, it's true. Otherwise, where would the water go?
Isn't that hard?
I have a question for you if you're interested.
Sure.
So, the MLB playoffs start tomorrow. Today's Monday. They start on Tuesday. I don't remember if both wild card games are on Tuesday or if it's just the National League, but I follow the National League more than the American League, so... Wait, where am I going? Oh, I'm turning right, okay.
So what's your question?
So, do you know the teams that are in the playoffs, which I know you don't know, but...
No.
Just for the record, because I was going to ask you, who do you think is going to win the World Series?
I don't know the teams.
It's the next major sporting championship. The World Series.
Okay.
So there's two leagues, the American and National League. I don't even know who the teams are in the American League. Like I said, I only keep track of the National League. So in the National League, it's the Braves, the Atlanta Braves won the East. The St. Louis Cardinals won the Central, and the LA Dodgers won the West.
Mm.
And then the two wild card teams are the Milwaukee Brewers and the Washington Nationals. So the first question is who's going to win between Washington Nationals and Milwaukee Brewers?
Milwaukee.
So that will put Milwaukee against LA Dodgers. Who do you think is going to win versus the Milwaukee Brewers and the LA Dodgers?
Dodgers.
And then the other is the Cardinals versus the Atlanta Braves. And you don't have to answer like I would answer. Just answer however you want.
My instinct is to say Braves.
Braves? Okay, so that puts the Braves against the LA Dodgers. And who would win that game, that series?
I'm thinking the Braves.
Braves would win the National League Championship. Okay. I'm just looking up the schedule so I can tell you the American League version. Okay, so the American League winners are in the East, the New York Yankees. In the Central, the Minnesota Twins, and in the West, the Houston Astros. And the wild card teams are the Tampa Rays, and the Oakland A's. So the first game is the wild card play-in game. The Oakland A's versus the Tampa Rays.
The A's.
You're going against the Rays, huh? Even though we've been to their stadium and seen them play a game.
Oh, yeah, this stadium was horrible, though.
Yeah, it was. The stadium's not horrible. It's just in a horrible location. That's always been the one thing that everybody hates about that stadium.
It was a pretty horrible stadium, too.
It wasn't that bad. But anyways, okay, so you're picking the A's to beat the Rays. So then the A's would play Houston Astros. So the Houston Astros versus the Oakland Athletics. Who do you think would win that series?
Houston.
Houston? Okay, and then the other one is the Minnesota Twins versus the New York Yankees. Who do you think would win?
The Yankees.
So then the Yankees versus Houston Astros.
Houston.
So your World Series is going to be Houston Astros versus
The Braves.
Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
So who do you think's that's a Southeast series right there? That's a I-10 series. Is it I-10? Atlanta? I don't know if it goes to Atlanta. So whatever. So Southeast series. Houston versus Atlanta. Who do you think wins? I don't remember who won the All-Star game, so I don't know who has home field advantage.
Yeah. I think Houston.
You think Houston will win?
Yeah.
Houston's got a really great team. They have a lot of really good pitching, and they are going to be tough to beat. Let me tell you. So you're picking the Houston Astros to win the World Series. Okay. So let me go through my division. I think the Washington Nationals are going to beat the Milwaukee Brewers, and I think the Dodgers will beat the Brewers in the first division series because that's the number one seed versus the wild card. So I think the Dodgers will win. And then the Cardinals versus the Braves. That's a hard one for me to pick because the Braves always play the Cardinals really well, and I'm a Cardinals fan. So, just checking I'm going to say the Cardinals win just because that gives me a little chance to root for them. And then the Cardinals versus the Dodgers. If it comes to the Cardinals versus Dodgers, I think the Cardinals win all day long because they've always played well against the Dodgers. They've just always had their number. So I think the Cardinals win the National League pennant. And in the American League, I think, I'm going to say the A's win the wild card and play Houston, but whichever team wins the wild card is going to lose in Houston. Houston's going to win that one. So, you know what? I forgot to look at that. I got 6 hours. All right. And then Yankees versus Twins, that's going to be Yankees. So the ALCS is going to be Houston Astros versus the Yankees. And I think it's going to be Houston. So Houston versus St. Louis, I think Houston wins. I think St. Louis loses the World Series against Houston.
Oh, so you and I are kind of on the same page, even though I was guessing by what sounded better.
What sounded better, just by reputation or something?
Not even by reputation. What?
Well, you don't know baseball that well. I don't know baseball that well.
I was like, Houston, that's
Cardinals.
Texas. I like Texas.
Yeah.
They'll
well,
win.
We've never been to Houston. I would actually not mind going there, but... So Houston it is. We'll see. It's on record now, so remember we were watching the Bears game and I said that wide receiver was good and I'm like, I told everybody he was good last year.
Yeah.
My Facebook memory today was of me saying that guy was going to be good.
Huh.
But then I went and looked at his stats and he only had 5 catches for like 60 yards. So he didn't do great, but he's a rookie, so
yeah.
They gave him 5. They threw at him 6 times. He caught 5 of the passes out of 6. And the one that he didn't catch, he got, pushed out of bounds before he could catch it. So it really wasn't a catchable ball. So I still think he's going to be really good. So what do you want to talk about? We talked about sports. That's my thing. What would you like to talk about? Try to turn off my iPad here while we're talking.
I really don't know.
Really? Nothing?
Well, I listened to a podcast today.
What podcast did you listen to?
It's called Happy Hour by Jamie Ivey.
That doesn't sound familiar at all. Happy Hour by Jamie Ivey.
Yeah. And anyways, it was her podcast that she did just recently in September, like her last one, September 18th or something. And she was a speaker at the Sword Girl conference that I went to.
Where was that at?
It was in Grays Lake.
Oh, it was close.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay, now I remember which one.
So
you're talking
anyway,
about.
she was interviewing this one lady, this doctor, about 7.
Does she have like a typical thing that she talks about, or does she talk about anything?
She
and
just
everything?
interviews people.
Okay.
She
So who
was-
did she interview?
Interviews this doctor, about 7 types of rest.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I know. And so now I want to buy this lady's book.
I had a horrible night of sleep last night.
I know. And it's like why we rest or don't rest, and there's like certain types of rest that you should be getting, like spiritual, emotional,
Oh, I thought you meant ways of sleeping.
not ways of
Depths
sleeping,
depths
but
of
like
sleep.
but it obviously helps you in your entire life about resting in
So your whole life resting, not just sleep resting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not just sleep resting, and it's about like work rest, relationship rest, social rest. And so it was quite interesting, and it's like the examples that she was giving is when you feel burnt out, you have to examine why you feel burnt out and where you're putting all your energy, causing you not to rest in areas of your life.
Burned out. Okay.
So it was very inspirational, or
Why was it
not
inspirational?
inspirational, but acknowledging of like
Okay.
different things. So she had this thing on, like, you go to and take this quiz about rest, and it gives you from 1 to 50 or whatever it is, highest to lowest, examining where you should be resting in
So
your
a
life.
self-test?
Like a self quiz.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Did you take the self-quiz?
I did take the self quiz.
So what were you expecting to learn from this lesson or from this quiz? Not what did you learn, what were you expecting
Well,
to
I
learn?
don't have my phone with me, so I can't like really describe anything to you, but I don't know what it pinpointed exactly what I knew, that I need rest in I don't know what they actually called it, self-awareness, I guess they said. Rest in,
How do you rest in self-awareness? Or is it
Well-
like an awareness of your resting state or something?
it's an awareness of why you're not getting rest in that
Okay.
state of mind or whatever. And so it said, like, because I'm doing so much for others and I'm not speaking my mind about it, that it's consuming my life, basically. And
Okay.
how I'm like, it just pinpointed that. Now I need to figure out how to fix it.
So is that the only thing you learned?
Well,
Because you didn't really tell me what you expected to learn. You just told
I
me what
didn't
you
really
learned.
expect to learn anything. My highest points or whatever was like flag, like you need rest in this category because,
So what did I say you needed rest in?
well, I don't have my phone. I can't even describe it for you.
You don't remember the most thing that
Yeah,
you...
it was like rest in self-awareness because
Oh, that was...
Yeah,
Okay.
and it.
Was there anything else that was close?
Well, there's other things that were close. I don't.
Like, what are some of the other examples of what you
I can't really
could've-
describe it all. But anyways, I want to get this book so I could actually put it into.
Oh, so that's what it was
action.
about. It was about selling her new book.
No, not her book. I just.
Pretty much it was about her selling her new book.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. She's very. She's a doctor, and she's a Christian, and she's very wise.
Okay.
So,
So you're just trying to convince me that you should be allowed to use your phone while we're doing our talks?
well, I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about because I can't pull up the resource here.
And remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't listen to podcasts. There's like no podcast that I listen to. I listen to the sermons online that I miss, and that's it. I don't listen to any podcasts. I got into my car today for work, and the previous person, whoever was driving it, was listening to a podcast because it was still connected to their phone somehow.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. It continued playing the podcast while it was searching for his phone, so I think that's how it did it. Like it must memorize like a section of it so it can keep playing in case it loses connection or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it just made me think that I don't listen to any of those.
I only listen to 2 now.
Okay, what are those? The one you already talked about.
That one, and I like my Money Saving Mom.
Have you used anything from your Money Saving Mom lately?
Well, no. She got pregnant, and now she's not really saving money.
Oh. You would think that would be when she would just refocus on
She does. She refocuses on other things.
baby stuff.
Yeah, not baby stuff, no.
Well, I mean, that would be a
I don't
move.
know. See, that's the distractor, is I find people that are relatable to my age group, and Money Saving Mom is older,
But she has a baby, which is
but
completely different.
and she has teenage daughters and like a middle school son, and now she's pregnant with like this miracle baby.
So even though you're like in the same age kind of bracket, she's in a different part of her life.
Now she's entering a different stage, and that's my
Yeah.
problem with all my friends and with everybody I know. They're all like in different stages of motherhood or something, and I'm basically the young one with the oldest kids.
That's what I was really hoping for when I was younger, was have kids early and kind of get them out of the house early too, so that we could still be young when they were moving out. That was kind of like my motivation.
I don't know. I think we should restart it like a second family.
Start with another round of kids.
Like we could adopt.
Yeah, no thanks. Not interested. That's how you want to break that news to me, is while we're recording on a video game? I want to adopt a baby.
No. I don't even know if I would want to adopt a baby, but like, sibling pairs like that are elementary school.
I like where we're at. You've just got that mothering instinct that you want to hang on to. Right?
I guess.
I mean, it seems like that's what you have. If you're talking about starting a whole other family. Clearly, I'm too responsible. I should make more of a mess for you to clean up.
No.
Have you make me 3 meals a day instead of just 1.
Wow. As I'm just saying that I need rest and doing so many other things for other people.
You could take care of me, yeah. I don't know.
Okay, let's just
Yeah, see, now you don't want kids. I won.
cut the
I won
whole...
the argument.
Yeah, I wasn't very serious about it anyways.
It didn't sound like it. Considering you've never mentioned it before, and just all of a sudden out of the blue, you're like, I want 2 more kids. It's like, wait a second. That's a flight of an idea if I ever heard one. Well, sure, let's go have 2 more kids. Start the application right now. Oh my goodness. That's why people adopt puppies.
Ugh. I don't want to ever have another dog.
Yeah, I could do without dogs, I think.
Yeah.
It would be nice to have dogs without kids, I think, because then the kids wouldn't be kind of ruining the training. Probably be easier to train a dog to be the way you want it to be, rather than trying to train a dog to be the way you want it to be and then having kids ruining your... There's no reinforcement when you have kids with dogs.
Yeah. Well, dogs are
Are you
animals.
gonna say expensive? What are you gonna say?
Well, no, they're just obnoxious animals. You know, there's some really good dogs out there, but how do you find them? Like, you
Well, I
get
don't
these,
think
like,
you-
really great dogs, and, like, we have one good dog.
Yeah, the one we've had the longest.
Yeah.
The dogs get better the longer they spend time with you, because then they get to know you, they know how to act, they know what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Like, our dogs are good. The only time they get in trouble is when they're inconsistently treated. Like, dogs need a schedule. They want to wake up at the same time every day, they want to go out at the same time, they want to eat at the same time.
Yeah.
If you're going to play with them for 30 minutes a day, they want to play with it 30 minutes a day. And if you're going to walk them an hour a day, they want an hour walk every day. But if you're going to do it, they want you to keep doing it. You can't just, like, do it one day and then not for a week.
Right.
Dogs like regimented schedules as much as anybody
True.
else or anything else possibly could.
That is
I mean,
true.
think about our dogs. They went through a part, I don't know about the younger one, but the older one, he went through a time of his life where he was growing up where somebody was always home and he really never had to spend time in his crate. And when he did go in his crate, it was when everyone was home. And now they're going through the part where
Well, we have the younger dog.
there's
and
times where everybody's gone. That's what I was going to say. And I think that's what gives them, like, a little, what's it called, like when they're alone and they get sad? Anxiety, like separation anxiety. That's what I was thinking. I don't know, maybe not.
It was so foggy this morning, you couldn't see, like, 20 feet in front of you, right?
It was very foggy.
Especially in the backyard,
Uh-huh.
where it's dark.
Yeah.
Dog goes out there and just starts barking and barking and barking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think the dogs respect you when it comes to, like, following your directions
Well, I'm not going
by
to
voice commands and all that stuff.
yell at the dog at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you don't really
Like,
have to yell.
I
I mean, you
the
have
whole
to be
neighborhood,
heard.
the whole neighborhood can hear me then if anybody's
Well,
out.
You got to learn how to talk in a way that they'll listen for you. Not just that they can hear you, but that they will actively listen for you to tell them something. You always make fun of me because of the noise I make, but that noise I make is just a distraction to get their attention. And when I get their attention, I can just talk in a normal voice. That's why they listen to me. You don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever. Our next dog's just gonna, as long as it's big enough to jump into a truck by itself, that's fine with me.
And it has to be allergy free.
I don't even care about that.
I do.
Well, we could take care of that with, like, bathings and
Tom,
groomings and
I'm
all that
like
stuff.
allergic to dogs.
I know, but you could take care of that. There's things you could do to
Constantly, like,
there's things you could do to mediate dander and pet whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, it costs more, it takes more attention and more time or whatever, but it's not undoable. If you could have any superpower, what superpower would you have?
I think you asked me this question already.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't think so. If I did, I think I told you that was one of my questions because you kept badgering me about what my questions were, and I told you that one as an example. The World Series question was one of my questions, by the way. So what would your superpower be? Because I don't think you ever answered it. Well, let's start naming superpowers and then see if we can think of some. Because you could think of, like, superheroes and see what their power is. Or you could make up one of your own. Like Wonder Woman had the lasso of truth and the invisible plane. Like, no one ever says that. No one wants to ever be Wonder Woman. Batman and Iron Man are basically the same character. They're just rich guys with fancy toys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be Superman, Spider-Man, Aquaman. Oh. Are you thinking about it, or what's
Yes, I'm
going?
thinking about it. I don't know. I'd only want to use it for good.
Super speed, super strength,
No, supervision.
invisibility,
Well,
being able to see through brick walls.
yes,
How would you use that for?
brick walls and stone and whatever. But I would only use it for good.
Wait, that's what you would want your superpower to be?
Yeah,
Being able to see through walls?
yeah.
How would you use that for good?
And use it for good to report crimes and abuse. And
So when there's a bank alarm, you could be like, yeah, the guy with the gun in there, he's the bad guy. What crimes could you solve with that particular superpower?
I don't know. How about war? Like Osama bin Laden. If you could see through.
Oh, you mean like you could be the one who finds him?
Yeah. Or
Or whoever the top
underground people, or
Hmm.
bad terrorists. I would only use it for good, though.
I don't really know if that's a superpower I would want.
I don't think I would want it all the time.
How about being able to fly?
That's
Like you're in a plane, it's tumbling towards Earth. You could just like punch a hole through the wall of the plane and fly yourself to safety. Or, pick up the plane and fly it to safety. If you're like
yeah.
Superman.
Wouldn't you want super strength? Like
Well,
that,
you'd have to have
like
super
that
strength.
one
For that one,
girl-
you'd have to be like
who's the-
Superman, super strength
No,
and
who's
flying.
the girl in Avengers?
The girl in Avengers, Captain Marvel?
Marvel. Yeah, super strength.
How did you like that movie?
I don't know. It's fine.
Did you
It's a superhero movie. Why?
catch the feminist undertones? Like the whole story was about female equality.
We've seen that.
Like I noticed that in the movie. I didn't really think I didn't care, but apparently it upset some people about how strong the female power vibe was. I don't even know what you call it.
I don't care.
The feminine message.
I didn't really pay attention to it.
I noticed it, but I just didn't care. I mean, what do they think? There's never going to be a female superhero?
Or a female stronger than a man.
She made some questionable decisions. Like she's from Earth and she gets her superpowers, and the first thing she does is fly away, and then not come back until they're at the breaking point. Where humanity is practically, well, the whole universe, not just humanity, but the whole universe is on the brink of destruction, and then she shows up. That was my problem with her. Not that she was a woman, but that she was from Earth and left, and that she then
Wait, when did
disappears for however many years she's gone and shows up at the last possible second.
When did we see that movie?
What movie? Captain Marvel?
Yeah. Was it?
We had to have seen it in the theater because we haven't
Was it
seen
this past spring or like a year ago?
it. Might have been a year ago. I don't even know. Why?
I was just wondering.
Remember the last movie? She showed up at the beginning to save Tony Stark in his spaceship and brought him back to Earth. Spoiler alert.
Wow.
It's not really a spoiler alert if it's in the first 5 minutes of the movie, but still, if you haven't seen that movie, I guess.
Yes, I do recall that.
Okay. I'm about ready to wrap this road trip up.
Are you almost done?
No, I've got 16 hours left. You know what? I should probably drive a little bit more. Just to... Oh, there's a way station. It said there was a way station, but... Of course. Now I gotta get over to the right lane. Scare this guy to make him think I'm coming over. There we go. Alright. See, if I quit now, I've got 16 hours left on the trip, so I can't do that in one day, so I need to... That would be a really long video. So it'd be better if I just did a few more minutes now. That way I don't have to do I could just do 2 videos instead of 3. I did have another good question, but it might take longer. I actually never even wrote it down. I just knew it would be a good question to ask you. But it's a deep question, and it's probably one we should devote a whole video to.
Okay.
Is that the kind of question you're interested in hearing?
Sure.
Well, how about this? I could give you the question now.
Because we've talked about so many random subjects this
Yeah.
video. It's like, whatever.
It's the potpourri of videos, basically.
Mm-hmm.
What stinks about this way station is I can't go back and use... Wait, maybe I can use this. Wait, I don't need a rest area. I don't need to stop, I just need to pick a spot to stop. I don't have to pull over to a rest stop to end our video. I can just pull over on the side of the road for a second and then pick it up wherever it is we stop.
Okay.
So I was thinking I could just tell you the question now, and then you would have an entire, however long it is until the next video to decide on an answer.
Okay.
Okay, so this is kind of in the vein of like if you found a diary of your grandmother's today and you got an insight into her life. Is that something you'd be interested in seeing? Like a diary of your grandmother's when she was your age or
Sure.
whenever?
Yeah.
So the question is this, assuming that YouTube is around for a long time, and let's say this video is up for a long time, even if it never gets a view, at some point someone that is your great-great-granddaughter or great-great-grandson could find a video with your voice on it, your conversations with me. So to them it would be their great-great-great-grandma Sherry and great-great-great-grandpa
Wow.
Tom.
You think it's going to be around for like
You never know.
150 years?
You never know. But if it did, what would you want those people to know about you? What kind of things would you want to talk about for them to be able to hear you talk about? That's my question. So now you get to think about it. That's pretty deep, don't you think?
That is deep.
Because now it's not relying on a paper diary passing through the generations that might or might not make it to your lineage, your great grandkids or whatever. But this is something that could, and you don't want it to be just about
Well,
what socks match what shoes. You want it to be something that would be more substantial, probably. So something
true.
to think about for next video. And when you come back, we'll talk about that. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, let me just stop and take another photo. All right, so let me find a spot to pull over and we'll just end the video that way. We won't do our typical stop at the end of the day while I sleep kind of stop. We'll just stop on the side of the road and then pick it up on the side of the road later. Oh, I did hit it. That's funny. I hit the little marker on the side of the road. I was trying to get as close as possible so that I could be out of the road. Which I'm barely out of the road. This is an entrance ramp lane, so I should be okay. I got my flashers on, so we'll end the video there. And that's gone. Alright. What a cool truck. So glad I put some money into it. Alright, we're done.
All right.
Well, do you have anything to say?
Goodbye.
That's it, just goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alright, go watch some more YouTube videos. We'll go play some more games. We'll see you next time.